Hi, everybody. We are live. Welcome to Sunday night live stream on the Ketogenic Woman channel. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I would love to hear if you guys celebrate St. Patrick's Day, how you celebrate it. I have a brisket in the oven. Unfortunately, I can smell it. It's saying, come eat me, come eat me. And I will certainly do that, but I will be polite and wait until afterwards. So for those of you, I don't know if there's anyone out there who is joining me for the very first time. I'm Anita. I have a channel of the same name, Ketogenic Woman, and website Ketogenic Woman. I've lost 145 pounds doing low carb, then keto, ketovore. Now I'm doing carnivore. I want to welcome you all and thank you for spending your Sunday evening with me. You guys are all over the place. I would love to hear where you are and maybe even what time it is, because for me, it's 4:00. In about an hour, it'll be dinner time. But for some of you, you've already had your dinner. How did you celebrate St. Patrick's Day today? And I'm here to take your questions as well. So, put your questions there. I want to welcome the moderators. We have Bonnie here tonight. We have Melissa, who you will see as Copper's Kitchen. And we have Sherry tonight. She is a moderator as well. She's been a longtime moderator in my Facebook group, so she's also going to be pitching in from time to time here, and we're happy to have her. I'm sure there was something else I was supposed to announce, the giveaway. 100K. Sorry? Oh, yes. Okay. Hang on. I did not print out my cheat sheet. I forgot, and it's too late now. But I'm going to talk about the giveaway first, and then I have something else to show you. But the giveaway is a box of chocolate medley LMNT. You get the chocolate mint, chocolate chai, which is kind of my favorite, and chocolate raspberry. And this box will be mailed to you. All you have to do is put the word salt in the comments. Can be capitals, can be lowercase, it can be mixed case, but those 4 letters, SALT, put salt in the comment, and you could potentially win the chocolate medley LMNT. That will be mailed to you. We will do this draw at the end of the hour. So the other thing I wanted to show you, I know that a lot of you came to my 100K subscriber party a couple of weeks ago. Thank you again for coming. Look what YouTube sent me. There it is. I got it in the mail. I could not believe actually how fast that came. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. You all contributed to that. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Somewhere on the wall here. I see a lot of mentions of corned beef in the comments. So I'm just gonna take a quick look at the comments here, and welcome everybody. Becky and Carmen, thank you. Just Jason Keto, thank you so much for being here. We've got Keto Mama, thank you for coming. Libby, thank you. Carnivore Collective, Jennifer, Rob, Vicky, I know that's you behind that thing. Okay, who else have we got here? Yvonne, hi Yvonne, nice to see you here. Danny, oh, all my favorites are here tonight. That is wonderful. Deborah, nice to see you too. Okay, I am going to, this is a Ask Me Anything tonight, so I'm here to answer questions. Hi, oh, Amber, another Kathy, Stephanie, Cat Diamond, oh, the other Debbie, Linda, Jan, hi Jan. Okay, there's lots of you here tonight. Now the names are just flashing by me here. Susan. So, okay, so hang on. I gotta mention something else here. Susan says, first year in a while she didn't make green food or Irish themed food. I have to apologize for not wearing green. But if I wear green, you would just see a head and no body, because here, I have a green cloth. I'll show you how it works. It's like a disappearing cloak. So I wanted to wear a green shirt, but because I have a green screen behind me, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So that's why I'm not wearing green. Everybody forgive me. Very funny, Melissa. That is super funny. Okay. Thank you. Yes, I love the background too. It is nearby here. Macaulay Point, I think it is. Okay. So, a lot of salt. You guys keep putting in salt. Make sure you went. Well, you only have to put it in once. So here's something that a lot of people don't know about the StreamYard giveaway tool. If you put it in once, it gets counted. If you're one of those people who then put it in 10 times, it doesn't. It only gets counted once. It's smart enough to know that. So there you have it. No need to put it in more than once. Okay. Let's see who. Oh, everyone's having corned beef tonight. Corned beef and cabbage. Love it, you guys. That is awesome. Oh, thank you, Amber. I kind of like. I like pink. I am a pink person. Sometimes I feel like I wear too much pink, though. Okay, let's get on to the questions. I see they're building up. All right, Libby. Do you happen to have mastered a good brisket recipe? Okay, on my YouTube channel, I actually have several where I have done them in the oven. I've done brisket in the crock pot. I braise it on the stove. I've done a smoked brisket. So if you go to my YouTube channel and just go to my main page, there's a little search, and just put in brisket, you'll see all the different ways that I've done brisket. So, Deborah, first time here. Thank you for coming. That is amazing. I'm glad you made it. First time here, like, for any of my stuff. That is, I don't know if that's what you meant or just first time live stream, but thank you and welcome. Okay, this is from K Day. When did your sugar cravings completely go away? Do you have them from time to time? So they basically went away. I want to say it took a long time for them to go away, but I think it was because, and everybody is going to be different on this point. For me, even a sweet tasting non-sugar thing can trigger the sugar craving. So, for example, when I was keto, I did keto cookies, I did keto cakes, and those sorts of things. And I wanted to think and I wanted to believe that was okay for me, but I found that it would be okay for a while, and then it was like a slippery slope for me. So Carnivore really took care of the vast majority of that. Like, I very rarely think about it. Now I do, there are times when I'll have some stevia in something. I seem to be okay there. I don't know if I'm still fooling myself or not. But I actually can go days or weeks without anything like that and not think about it. So I think it's a really individual thing. And if you find that you're having a lot of, keto desserts or whatever, that might be a reason why. So something to think about. And I'm certainly, I never judge anybody for having to go through that and get there to be somewhere else later, because I certainly did my share of that. And sometimes people have to do what they have to do to put, it's hard to put aside everything all at once. And so you'll get no judgment from me on that. And that's what I'm trying to say. But it is something that I did have to eventually look at, and it's definitely helped. So, I hope that answers that. Kathy, hello from Ohio. Good to see you too. Deely likes the background. I love these pictures from around here. Nola, hi from Sydney. 10 a.m. Monday morning. Good for you. Just Jason Keto. Oh, I'm glad to be of inspiration to anybody. Thank you, Jason. Thank you for always coming and getting people to hit the like and all that. You're such a cheerleader. Facebook user. I don't know who this is, but somebody from my Facebook group, no doubt. So Facebook users over there, hello to my Facebook group. You can register your name in StreamYard so that, we can see who you are, but that's okay if you didn't, but I just wanted you to know that is something you could do. K-Day, what are your favorite snacks and go-to meals? Well, I really try hard not to snack. If I feel like if I need a snack now, like I kind of made a concerted effort a while back to eliminate snacks. And when I'm finished my dinner at night, they're basically, I go 16 hours before another meal. But sometimes I didn't eat enough at a meal. And that's really the only valid reason for me to snack is because I didn't eat enough. So my first thing is to always try to eat enough at a meal so that I don't have to snack and I can make it to the next meal. When I do feel like I have to have a snack. I don't know if you saw my 10 staple items in my kitchen. So I did talk a little bit about snacking there. I keep things in my pantry and my fridge, such as a bowl of hard-boiled eggs. I always have cooked ground beef in there, like burger patties. And I always have various cans of sardines, oysters, those sorts of things. And if one of those three, so those are my choices: a boiled egg, ground beef patty, a can of sardines or oysters or cod livers or something like that. If I go to the fridge wanting a snack and none of those work for me, I know I'm not really hungry. I've come to terms with that. I'm just not hungry. I want something, but I don't necessarily need something. However, if I'm willing to, peel a boiled egg or open up that can of fish, then I know I'm hungry and I'm okay with having it. Whatever, one of those three things. I used to have bacon in that list, but I don't anymore. Bacon used to be a green light food for me, and somewhere along the line it became a yellow light food for me. If we think of, red, yellow, green, red light foods would be something like, it's sugar or it's this or that. Like it's just not carnivore, not keto, like that kind of thing. Yellow light is, and green light is eat all you want. Bacon became a yellow light food, and so I can no longer have bacon as a snack because I have difficulty moderating it. That's basically what it would be. So I hope that helps. Those are my three favorite snacking items. Danny, that would be awesome for Halloween. The invisible ketogenic woman. I know it reminds me of like the Harry Potter invisibility cloak thing. It's very weird. Becky, do you check your ketones? I've been eating eggs and ground beef. I've recently been checking my morning glucose. It's been higher than usual. I fasted 22 hours, did exercise 110, ketones 0.4. Well, I don't really know what's, normal. And normal is different for different people. I only now randomly check my ketones. Because I'm not actively at this point trying to be in ketosis. When I randomly check, it is somewhere between what you have there, 0.4 to a 1. That's kind of my normal state of being when I'm not trying to be in ketosis. when I try to be in ketosis, I do things like eat more sardines. For whatever reason, sardines cause my ketones to go up. And it must be the fat ratio in them. You know, they've got that oily fish fat. I'm betting that the same thing would happen if I you know, after a salmon meal or something, because I eat the salmon with the skin. I feel like I know how to manipulate what I'm eating to get my ketones up. I just don't know if it's necessary. I don't feel like I need to actively work on that right now. If I was sick or if I had cancer, anything like that, I would definitely actively work to keep my ketones up, because my understanding is that that's very good for healing. But I'm pretty healthy. And so right now I'm just working on, you know, keeping my food as clean as possible every single day. I've taken a break from tracking macros and from tracking ketones and glucose. That doesn't mean that I won't ever do it again. I probably will. But right now I'm just not doing it. I think if you're eating, it's really more about what you're not eating for most people than what you are eating. It said you said you're eating eggs and ground beef. I'm sure you're eating, you know, other meats and things as well. But it's more about not having the carbs, not having the seed oils, not having the processed foods, not having those sorts of things that are going to, you know, get you the results over time. And so many things can affect measured numbers like glucose and ketones. I mean, stress, your sleep, exercise, you know, there's just, it's not just about exactly what you put in your mouth. Other things have an effect on those, you know, on those measurements. And so for long-term results, I you know, just keep doing the right things. Do as many of the right things every day as you can. And, you know, don't put all your stock into what your ketones are. You know, and your blood glucose, like I said, I don't know what's normal for you, and I don't know anything about, you know, other things for you. So yeah, just keep your food as clean as you can, and you know, good luck. We're all doing this too. So. Susan, will your children ever join your videos one day, or do they like being anonymous? Well, my children, they're all adults. I could see maybe one of them perhaps joining me. We have some shared interests and things like that. But you know, it's not their thing. They seem to be a little bit shy. I'd be okay if they wanted to. They're certainly interested in what I'm doing and learning about, you know, all the different aspects of it. But as far as just being on camera, no, with me, probably not. You know, I can't make them do anything anyways, because they are adults. So. Yeah. You probably won't see them unless it's by accident. Evelyn, do you have a corned beef recipe? I cooked it once, but I did not like it. I do not have a corned beef recipe. I think that most people buy the corned beef, like it's basically brisket with certain spices on it. And I think most people buy it already spiced up and follow the directions on the package. I know some people put it in like a crock pot or instant pot. I myself am not a huge fan of corned beef, and so I think I've only ever made it once. I just prefer the brisket with the salt. And I love using the leftovers. I know I'm a little weird because so many people love corned beef, and I'm just haven't been one of them. So maybe you have to just find the right. I would imagine that when you go to the store and you buy corned beef, there's different brands and people have, these different companies make it different ways. Or maybe I just don't even know what I'm talking about when it comes to corned beef because I'm not a corned beef person. But if you can cook brisket, I think you can cook corned beef, because they really are the same. They don't taste the same though to me. Joe, you are a great inspiration. Thank you for sharing all your experience and wisdom. Oh, thank you, Joe. That's awesome that you said that. Becky says that she likes my new haircut. Thank you. And let's see, Angela. Does your meat bread bagels taste like meatloaf? No, it does not. Or more like meat flavored bread. I don't even know if it tastes like meat flavored bread. I mean, it's made from meat, so it's hearty, but I think that to me, it reminds me of the breads that my dad used to like. He used to love these really hearty rye breads. They were dense and heavy. And, if you wanted to make sure that it didn't, have any of the meat, like you could add some more spices. I rarely add anything other than salt. But I've heard people say they've made the meat bread with everything but the bagel seasoning in there, or they've made it with caraway seeds, that kind of thing, and that enhances the flavor. So I just haven't done that myself, but it definitely does not taste like meatloaf. You would think that maybe it would based on what's in it, but it truly doesn't. And I think the combination of things just makes it have this bread-like texture. Now, if you do try the little loaves of bread, what I like to do with that is slice it super thin and air fry those things or bake them in the oven until they are super crispy, almost like Melba toast. And they become, like little crackers. So that's my favorite thing to do with that bread. And for the bagels, I tend to air fry those as well so that they're crispy. And I like those. Give them a try. Keto Mama says, as I have gotten older, I have a hard time eating enough. I'm 66. Any tips? Well, I'm 66 too. I have a pretty hearty appetite. I am not good with one meal a day. Definitely, I can't eat enough if it's one meal a day. And even I've done 2 meals off and on. And sometimes even now, I'll run out of time in the day and have 2 meals. And if I added up the macros, if I'm curious, I feel like I'm falling short on protein when I do that. And so I do try to have my 3 meals a day because then I know I don't have to eat until I'm stuffed. I can just eat a moderate amount of food, which I'm happy with. And I know that I'm getting enough protein. If I randomly fact check my 3 meals a day, I'm always in that 150 grams of protein range, which seems to be a good number for me. And so, if you're trying to do OMAD or 2MAD, that would be my one tip to maybe spread that out a bit. The other thing is, a lot of people, as they get older, they do lose their appetite, and not everybody, but some do. And maybe you just have to make sure that you're buying things that you really like, that appeal to you. The other thing that I do is I try to make sure that what I'm like, for instance, soup. I like to have soup. and I make sure it's just jam packed full of meat and, an egg on the side, or, a couple of pieces of bacon on the side or something like that. Or my plate of meat has 2 or 3 meat. So if I make a burger patty, I might put a few pieces of shrimp on the side. If you do dairy, you could have cheese. Just sometimes for me, if I'm faced with 8, 10, 12 ounces of ground beef, it feels like too much. But if I had a 6-ounce beef patty and I had a can of sardines on the side or a can of oysters and I had a boiled egg, with a little bit of mayo on it or something, that variety, it feels like it doesn't feel as overwhelming as 10, 12 ounces of just ground beef or just steak, or if you get what I'm saying. I'm like having those different foods on my plate feels more doable to me, and I know it's totally psychological, but there you go. Becky, do you eat dairy? Cheese, how much do you eat? As little as I can get away with. It is not my friend. I am eating a daily small amount of the LMNT yogurt, but it's not really, to me, it's not really a dairy. It's fermented dairy. I think that's the right name, or no, cultured. It's cultured dairy. It doesn't have, it's like some people cannot drink milk, but they can drink raw milk because it has certain enzymes and I don't have the right words in my brain right now to describe it, but it's not the same as just buying pasteurized dairy off the shelf, which many people cannot tolerate. And I'm one of them. Though dairy and cheese completely stall me when I, if they were a daily food for me, I can't do it. And so it also I have rosacea, and so it triggers my rosacea. If I have too much dairy, it triggers inflammation in my joints. And so I make sure that it is a very rare occasion. Every once in a while I'll go, okay, I want to make this recipe. It has dairy. This is my one dairy meal, for the month, say. Like that's what I do. Other than my little bit of the cultured dairy yogurt that I make with the from Dr. Davis's Super Gut book. So, yeah, that's my method these days. TJ, do you think you will remain carnivore? I have been keto for over a year and find myself eating more carnivore as well. I think I will remain carnivore. It is so easy and simple, and I feel the best on it. That said, if there's times when I'm out for dinner or with family or something like that, I don't deny myself, especially if it's asparagus. I love asparagus. And, this is an asparagus time of year. I haven't even had any this year. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to, I'm not dogmatic about it. If it's on the proper human diet spectrum of whole foods that I can tolerate, it's fair game for me. And so, yeah, I generally 99% carnivore. Once in a while, I may include a vegetable in that. That's about it. Or maybe some berries or something. But again, it's a rare kind of thing. And I consider myself to be a carnivore in spite of what some people might call me. Let's see here. Cheryl just logged on, wanted to let you know that you look great. Thank you so much. Oh, those sorts of things can make my day. I appreciate that. Claudia, now that the weather is getting warmer, do you have plans to schedule exercises? I don't know about scheduling exercises, but yeah, there's nothing like a nice warm day to get me outside. Today, I didn't even have to do my weight training today because I built another with my son. I built another garden bed today, and I used these blocks, and each block weighs 10 pounds, and so I carried 24 of them into the backyard, and then I had put them kind of in the wrong place for him to work. So then I had to lift each one of them up again and move it closer to him. So I did a lot of weightlifting today. I prefer unscheduled exercise disguised as, or am I saying that right? Yard work disguised as exercise, or vice versa. Like, I like doing physical work that is interesting. It's a nice break from a scheduled workout. I do have a routine that I do, like a resistance routine, and I generally walk after dinner every day. Sometimes I miss a day, especially if it's pouring. With the nicer weather, definitely that will carry on. And I love doing that. Teddy needs it, and I think that is great. So I try to be active and do as many things as I can that is not like officially exercise, but then I still have my scheduled resistance training a couple of times a week in there as well. Ron's Keto Cafe is in the house. Hello, Ron. Hope you're doing well. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you too. Beck, do you ever use sweetener of any kind? If I do, it is stevia or glycine. Glycine's not really a sweetener. It's not sold as a sweetener. It's an amino acid. But that's it. I don't do that often, and it's I'm sort of on the cusp of, do I give that up completely, or do I keep these things in? I'm kind of working. It's something it's in progress. I'm always in progress. Just Jason Keto, stressing out about glucose and ketone levels is one sure way to cause them to rise and fall. Yes, because stress is a big factor in those numbers. If you are eating the right foods, it will sort itself out. I tend to agree with that. Thank you, Jason. Best sardine brands. Last ones I had were very dark and overly fishy. Grocery store only carries one brand. Oh, yeah. So I'm in Canada, and my favorite brand is not a Canadian brand, but I get it from Amazon because I like it a lot. I like the King Oscar bristling sardines. I like the little tiny fishies. There's a couple of brands they sell here that I'm not a big fan of. If I eat them, I have to disguise them in something. That would be the Brunswick sardines. You open the can and there's like 3 of them in there. Whereas I like to open the can and see 20 of those little tiny fishies in there. To me, they taste better. The other thing that I do that I feel improves the flavor is I usually keep them in the fridge, 2 or 3 cans in the fridge, so that when I want one, it's cold out of the fridge, and I put a little yellow mustard on it. That is like one of my favorite things to eat. And I will have a can of sardines alongside of a steak or a burger or something. And I like them, and they are so good for you with the omega-3s, so I do try to enjoy them. Thanks for that question mark. Exchange student, hello. I got some Egg Life wraps. What's everyone's favorite thing to do with them? We don't get those in Canada, so I make my own. Indigo Neely has a recipe, and I just grab that recipe. It's only got 3 or 4 ingredients, and I make them when I want them. They're great to have some shredded beef inside. You can make anything that you use a wrap for. You can make even a lasagna or something. You can bake them and make them into some crunchy chips too. Put some spices on them. Hopefully other people will tag you in the chat down there and tell you what they do with it. Kathy Hurst, she cooked her corned beef in the crock pot with chicken bone broth, Montreal steak seasoning, and some cabbage for 5 to 6 hours. My stomach literally just growled reading that. And you're eating it now. Good for you. Okay. Defense Whiz, Sherry. Now I've got to get out tomorrow and hopefully find some sales on them. I think you're talking about corned beef. Yes. So after these sorts of special events, you can get sales on things like corned beef. My favorite thing is after Easter, I look for sales on lamb. That is my jam. Adam, ever make a casserole or a baked fish with pork rinds? Yes, or a baked dish with pork rinds. Been wanting to use rinds topped with some type of meat with sauce and cheese. So yeah, I think a lot of people use pork rinds as a base for baked recipes and other types of recipes. If you look up a carnivorous chef, Reed, he has a lot of recipes, quite a variety of recipes where pork rinds is a major ingredient in them. And I think you would enjoy some of those. So I recommend that. Terry Lee loves smoked oysters. Hope those are okay. Watch what oil they are in. Yes, so I went without smoked oysters for so long because around here they're only sold with cottonseed oil or sunflower oil, and I didn't want either of them. And I mentioned that on one of my live streams. And wouldn't you know that I had a couple of people respond to me and leave comments saying, you know, here's a brand that you can get from Amazon. Now, I searched on Amazon and they did not come up. And so I think that sometimes the Amazon search is not necessarily the best thing. It helps to know what you're looking for because it doesn't show everything for some reason. And same with my air fryer liners, but that's a different story. I couldn't find the ones I wanted, and then somebody had to send them to me. And yes, they are available on Amazon, as are the oysters. It's Otter brand. They are packed in olive oil. I bought a case, and I love them. So this is, you know, one of the reasons why I put these things in my Amazon shop. Once I've bought something and tried it and I like it, it goes in my Amazon shop. I have a custom little shop so that people can easily, you know, just go in there and look at the things that I've already found. And I find it a little frustrating when I can't, you know, the search lets me down like that. But yes, Otter brand oysters in olive oil. Jason says sardines are good in chaffles too. Ask me how I know. I know. I've had them. I've made sardine waffles. I think I have that on my YouTube. I have that recipe. They're surprisingly good. Give it a try. Question from Kathy. If you need more protein in a day, would you drink some bone broth or try something else? Well, you're going to get some protein in that bone broth for sure. And you're certainly going to get a good amount of collagen. And so those two reasons are good ones. So I guess it depends on how much more protein that one needs in a day. A lot of times if I'm like really low, if I feel like, okay, I need to do a lot better, I'll open up a can of salmon because I know that can of salmon has 50 grams of protein in it, the ones that I get here. So, you know, it really depends. But yes, drink bone broth, especially stuff that you make yourself. Christy Adams, can you use too much salt on your meat that will make you gain weight and feel bloated? I like Redmond salt and am heavy-handed when I use it. Well, I suppose there can be too much of anything for anybody. I don't know if you'd have to eat an awful lot of salt to actually gain weight from it, especially if you're not eating other things. Like if you're not eating any processed foods at all, we need way more salt than we normally would. Like people who are following, the standard American diet, they're getting so much salt. And so, it might feel like you're putting a lot of salt on your meat, but it could be the only salt you're getting. And so, I'm not so sure. But if you're feeling like it's too much, maybe cut it back and see how you do. Thanks for the question. Tef, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I finally made a live stream. Hello to everyone. You're all amazing. Anita, thank you for everything. You are such an inspiration. I'm Carnivore, down 127 pounds. Well, thank you for coming to the live stream. Thank you for sharing that you're down 127 pounds. That is amazing. That is quite an accomplishment. Congratulations. Well done. I'm so happy. I love hearing these types of things from people who come here and watch. So thank you for being here. Adam has a question. I love this question. This is a good question that I get sometimes. Should I worry about the carbs in beef liver? No, you should not. So there's carbs in beef liver. Well, there's carbs in all the liver, there's carbs in organ meats, there's carbs in shrimp, there's carbs in eggs, there's carbs in cheese. So these are all animal carbs. And animal carbs, in my mind, animal carbs are the natural carbs that occur in the animals. Those foods that I just mentioned also happen to be super high in other nutrients. And so I am not, like, the carbs that are in liver, eggs, cheese are not going to harm me like the carbs in cookies, chips, that sort of thing. So to me, I don't even count them. I don't even think about them. I could care less that there's carbs in them. I'm good with it. And I know that some people, do religiously count carbs and want to include that in their total, and that is fair enough. And nothing wrong with that. Especially with liver, I don't think you can eat too, you're not going to go over your carbs because you shouldn't be eating too much liver anyways. It should be one of those things that you eat kind of in moderation. For example, cod livers, I eat 1 can a week and divided over 2 days. And that's kind of my liver allotment. Or I'll have, once a month or something, I'll have beef liver. I don't know if liver is an everyday food. And so, just kind of think of it as a food that you use to supplement your normal eating. And I honestly, I cannot worry about those carbs. I don't think that they are what to worry about. Okay. TJ says, if you are in the U.S., Costco carries Crown Prince smoked oysters in olive oil. Excellent. Reasonable price. Delivery only for most areas. I bet they are delicious. I love smoked oysters. Sherry, do you always eat dairy-free on Carnivore? Do you have many dairy-free recipes? So I don't always... but dairy is a rare occasion for me, other than my little bit of El Riteri yogurt. Dairy-free recipes for Carnivore would be your meat. If you look on my channel, you'll see a lot of times where I'm making beef soup that has various kinds of meat. You can make chili with various kinds of meat, no carbs in them. You can make meatloaf, like there's just none of those things need to have dairy in them. And you get used to that. And I feel like for me, I eat such a good variety of meats that I feel like every meal is different. I never get bored. Okay, Becky, where do you get cod liver? I buy it from Amazon because around here, so I have found it in some stores around here, but it is double the price it is on Amazon, unless I can get to this one certain store that's a little further away. So check the ethnic section of your grocery store if you have a major grocery store near you. You won't find it you won't find it in the same section as your canned sardines and canned tuna, canned salmon. It's not going to be there. It's going to be in the Ukrainian food section or the Polish food section. I don't know why. That's where they put it. They put it in the ethnic aisle. And anytime I have found cod livers in a store, they're there, and they're usually more expensive than if I buy a case of them on Amazon. And so that's generally what I do. Jason, wow, you've done this before too. Thank you so much. He has gifted a Ketogenic Woman membership to some lucky person. Thank you so much. That is so kind and generous. Bobby. Hi, Bobby. Not really a question, but you asked about a book on circadian rhythm. Yes, I did. This one, Circadian Code by Sachin Panda. Thank you so much. I'm going to make a quick note of that. Yes, we were having a conversation the other day, and I am looking to learn more about it. I am trying to pay attention with what little I know, blue blockers and getting sunlight in my eyes, things like that. These things are important, and I think the more we know, the better. And I love to read. I read a great variety of books. I've always got 3 or 4 going. Thanks, Bobby, for that. So let's check on the draw. Make sure you guys are putting in the word salt. We're just going to see where we are. We have 142 entries. So if you came in late, this is our giveaway. It is LMNT chocolate medley. And so you get the chocolate mint, chocolate chai, chocolate raspberry. They are sweetened with stevia. So if you don't do stevia, I guess don't enter. Or you can, if you win it, you can always give it to somebody as a gift. But there you have it. So that's coming up in about 5 minutes. So I am just going to go over to the live chat. I think I've answered all the official questions. And it is not too late to enter that or to ask a quick question. And let's see here. Oh, thank you. Dee Lee says I can never wear too much pink. I appreciate that. I love that. Anthony, let's see here. Haven't seen you in months. You have lost noticeably more weight. Thank you very much. Yes, I have. I am, trying to stay as clean as possible with my carnivore. Appreciate that you noticed. Okay, who else have we got here? Patty had planned to sous vide a brisket, but forgot to take it out of the freezer. I have never done sous vide method with the brisket. I've only ever done the baking or crock pot. In fact, I haven't even done Instant Pot, I don't think. Oh, let's see here. I think Low Carb Spin is in the house. Hello, ladies. I just saw somebody mention your crackers. Those hemp seed crackers have become a staple. Oh, I bet. So, you guys, if you have not checked out the crackers and buns and things like that over on Low Carb Spin, go and do so. They have some good stuff over there. Okay, let's see here. I'm looking for some more questions here. Eve, hello from Grimsby, Ontario. Every week there are more Canadians. That's kind of cool. I'm happy to welcome Canadians here because I am Canadian. Susan says, snacks are part of a meal if I need more protein and fat. That is a very good point because, yes, those boiled eggs and those other items that I keep in the fridge that I will have as a snack, sometimes they end up on the side of my plate at the main meal because that's, it just extends the meal out, like I was mentioning, makes the meal a little more interesting with a little more variety so that I eat enough so that I don't have to snack. So they do double duty that way. So thank you for bringing up that point. Mark asked me if I eat chaffles. I used to eat a lot of chaffles when I was keto, and I made them with cheese, and then I stopped eating cheese so much, and so now I don't eat chaffles so much. But I do make waffles and chaffles and things like that using other things like pork rinds or things other than cheese, so that works as well. So you can have workarounds on these things. Okay, let me see. Exchange student is on a tuna salad kick this week. It's funny how we go through these phases. I do that all the time where every day I want to eat the same thing and then I feel like I can't get enough of it and then I jump onto something else. Right now, the things that I love are salmon fillets with skin on, steak bites. I love those. Those are a big part of my meals. And I eat a lot of seafood. I probably eat more seafood than I ever did before. Becky, put mustard on your sardines. It makes it more palatable. Yes, it makes it quite delicious. It's my favorite way to have sardines. Cold out of the fridge, little bit of mustard. I just love it. Thank you, Sherry, for pasting all of these great links in the chat. I love it. Yvonne says sardine fast is the only way she can get her ketones to go up, so she'd rather not check, but can't wait to get the over-the-counter CGM to see what food does to me. Yes, there's been a lot of talk about that the CGMs will be available over the counter. It'll make it more accessible for people, so I think that is great. Okay. I'm going to go back to I just have to go back real quick over to the starred column here. Just to see what else we have here. Just give me 2 secs. Okay. Debbie is new to Carnivore and loves my videos. Thank you, Debbie. I'm glad that you found me and that you're finding some useful information there. Exchange student, do you eat butter bites in the evening? I used to eat butter in the evening. Now I am using that yogurt that I mentioned, the one that I make from the Super Gut book. And so I haven't been eating that. I haven't been eating butter in the evening. But for some people, that does help. That does help them get a better sleep. Sherry, thank you for all you do. You're a wonderful inspiration. Your health journey is so amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. K-Day says, Do you add butter to your foods? It depends. Sometimes I do. If I make a salmon fillet, I'll add butter. Sometimes when I buy ground beef in the store, all they have is extra lean. It frustrates the heck out of me. I think over the border, you guys get a lot more variety in your ground beef. But here, there seems to be, everybody wants to sell lean and extra lean. And so I will add butter to a burger like that. And I do like it. So do you eat a lot of fat? I eat a good amount of fat. I mean, if some of my friends and family, if they saw how much fat I eat, it would be a shocking amount of fat to them. But for, normal carnivore or whatever, I don't know. I mean, I was down as low as 60% fat for a while there, and now I'm up around 70-ish% fat, which is kind of normal carnivore. A ribeye steak, for example, fatty ribeye steak is about 70% calories from fat, 30% from protein. I think that's kind of where I land naturally. Just Jason Keto says getting better sleep has been a main focus over the last year. I've been, really working on that too. K-Day, what's the most eggs you'll eat in a day? That can vary. So if sometimes it's just, it's not intentional, but if I have bacon and eggs for breakfast, I'll have 3 eggs then usually. And then a whole bunch of bacon or pork belly, leftover pork belly or something like that. But then if I, have a recipe like I like this sardine salad I've been making with chopped eggs, sardines, chopped chicken, that sort of thing. So if I have that, then I might have another egg. So probably, in a day, throughout the day, 5-6 eggs would be the max I'd eat. I do tend to focus on the meat. And Patricia, so we're like 3 minutes left, so we're going to have this draw, and I'm just going to answer this one last question. Oh, if I can. How does one get over the idea of trying sardines? Haven't been able to find the guts to try. Buy 1 can. Don't order a case, okay? Buy 1 can. Put it in your fridge. And just, if you look at it long enough, like one of these days, just open it up and just say, I'm going to eat 1 sardine out of that can. Don't worry about the whole can. Just worry about eating 1 sardine. Put a little mustard on it and pop it in your mouth. And if you don't like it, if you don't like the rest, send it to me. I'll finish it for you. Anyways, so that's the last question. We are going to go over to the giveaway. See who won. This is so exciting. Becky is the winner. Now, I have no idea which Becky, because we have a number of Beckys. What I need you to do is to email me and give me your address. And once you do that, you will get this box sent over to you. So, congratulations, Becky. Okay, so we are in the last 2 minutes. I want to thank the moderators. You guys have done an excellent job tonight. I've seen you busy there in the chat. And I want to thank the rest of you for coming out, being here with me on a Sunday. I can't believe how fast this hour goes. I appreciate you guys so much, and for all the great questions. There were so many questions tonight, and it was the perfect amount of questions, ended just on time. So thank you for that. And before I forget, next week, Chris Cooking Nashville will be here with me on this channel. We are going to talk about transitioning from regular diet over to carnivore, or even keto over to carnivore. We're going to talk a lot about transitional carnivore type recipes. I'm so excited about it. I can hardly wait. And I know a lot of people that come and watch me also like him as well. So I think it's going to be a great night. So thank you, Carrie, your first time. That's awesome. Now I'm seeing messages flashing up in front of me here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of your St. Patrick's Day. If you haven't eaten yet, enjoy your dinner. I will be enjoying some brisket very shortly. So amazing that you guys are here. We'll see you guys next week. I love you all. Thanks so much again. Good night, everybody.